purchase your tracks.
Hi, Rayan and Camello for In the Front Row. I'm Shireen Ryan.
And I'm Chris Camello.
You can find me at @SportsCrazy with 2 E's on Twitter.
And you can find me at Chris_Camello on Twitter as well, or follow my website, www.chriscamellosports.com.
And you can find In the Front Row at www.inthefrontrow.com. I'm really happy that we can come here and talk about Game 7, because I thought the last time, Chris, we got together, we weren't going to talk about Game 7. If you recall,
my prediction was the Warriors in Game 5.
Right, in Game 5, right. But in the beginning, before it ever started, we both picked the Warriors in 7. I believe that was the case.
Before the series started, I believe everybody thought the Warriors and the Cavs were going to go to a Game 7. But after the 2 dominant victories that we saw Golden State do in the first couple games of the series, and a great victory in Game 4, many thought, oh, this series is going to get wrapped up quickly. Right. But it's what's the old adage in sports? It's never over till it's over.
Until it's over, somebody sings. So the Game 6. There's a little bit of officiating discussion. I did see some calls that shouldn't have been made. I can maybe understand why Steph Curry got so upset. I've never seen him like that, honestly. Something was going on behind the scenes, and Steve Kerr brought that up too. That something about squeezing them where they hurt, where the cuts are on their where their wounds are. Anyway, Steph Curry lost it. He threw his mouthpiece down, and then he threw it at the table, and I guess it hit the child of one of the
It hit the son of one of the minority owners,
who was smiling. I mean, but some people think it was disgusting that his spit was on somebody's hand. I just think that's, minimal compared to everything else. And he got tossed. So first time Steph Curry got tossed. Everybody could understand his frustrations, but it's because the Cavs were doing so well. So, you want to break that down for us a little bit? You're good.
Well, in these last 2 games, what we've seen are a couple of things. One is questionable officiating, and Steve Kerr brought that up. He couldn't hold his tongue anymore, and he got punished for it, $25,000 for questioning the officiating. And Curry got a $25,000 fine for throwing his mouthpiece, which they figure is what the league believes is unsportsmanlike conduct.
Okay,
right?
I'll take it.
I called that out. I said both of these guys are going to get hit fines. When I saw the throwing of the mouthpiece from Curry and then Steve Kerr questioning the officiating, I said it. Yeah, these guys are both going to hit with fines. Thank goodness there were no suspensions, especially on Curry's. And Curry didn't throw it at an official. Otherwise, that would have been even uglier. But yes, there's been a couple of things. First of all, though, before we get into what the Warriors have done wrong, let's look at what the Cavs have done right. LeBron James has just been flat out amazing in these last 2 games. 41 in Game 5, 41 in Game 6. He's doing it all. He's rebounding. He's passing. He's driving to the hoop. He's getting everybody involved. He's been very efficient. He's knocking down outside shots. He has completely outplayed the unanimous MVP in Steph Curry.
He has a supporting staff as well.
Exactly, and you got to throw.
He's been playing well.
Exactly, and you have to throw Kyrie Irving into that conversation. He's been terrific in these last 2 games, also outplaying Steph Curry, as well as Klay Thompson, I think, at times. Tristan Thompson has been a beast on the boards. The Warriors have had no answer for this guy, keeping him off the glass. He was 6 for 6 last game. I believe he had 15 points and 13 rebounds. The Golden State Warriors have got to figure out what to do with Tristan Thompson. They have got to keep a body attached to him because the guy is just killing them in the paint. So I think those 2 aspects have been working against the Warriors. And the Cavs have just played simple, team-oriented basketball. They've defended well on that end of the court. Their offense has been more fluid, everybody getting more involved. And obviously LeBron and Kyrie just dominating the game and really putting the Warriors defense out. Guys like Iguodala and Green, they just have not had an answer either, and they're the Warriors' best defenders.
Right, so they took the Warriors off their game, definitely.
Exactly.
But, there's more to it than that. Draymond came back, and he knew he didn't want to get kicked out. It could be a Game 7, right? So he may have said, look, I'm going to lay back in this game, and I'm going to let it all hang out in the next game, because in the next game, if he gets a technical, he doesn't get suspended until next season.
Opening night.
Opening night.
Yeah.
But also Iggy had some back trouble that we didn't know about.
They've lost Bogut for the series due to
out. There's the size. So there's going to have to be some major coaching going on. And we said it last time. Curry and Thompson can't be off their game for more than a game, but they were off their game. Well, Thompson looked pretty good in the first half. Could they be bad 3 times and at home? Somehow I think they're going to rise to the occasion, but a lot of that came because what happened after the game. There was a tweet. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this tweet that got removed after 95,000 retweets.
Mrs. Unanimous MVP.
Mrs. Curry.
Let's call her Mrs. Unanimous MVP, Ayesha Curry.
Yeah, Ayesha Curry tweeted basically that she looked at the game and she thought it was rigged. But they also didn't help her because she was sitting on a bus with, I guess, 100 of the family members, and the Cavs wouldn't even let them in the arena. And then her father got, profiled. And I mean, it was not her night. And then on top of that, her husband gets kicked out. But they have a relationship that other people don't have, like Kobe and Mrs. Kobe. Vanessa and Kobe have a very different relationship. These guys are 50-50. They're raising their daughters. Steph Curry leans in and gives his wife a voice. She is benefiting from all the NBA stuff, and she probably shouldn't have said that. Right. But it wasn't like a lot of people weren't thinking it. I said it on our last show. 8, it's going to go to 7. Why do we think it's going to go to 7? As my husband says, money.
Of course. The longer these series go, everybody benefits. The TV rate, the television stations, ABC, ESPN, they all benefit from it. Obviously, the arenas benefit from it.
Jersey sales,
concessions, everything. But to just say that a basketball game is rigged, especially in the championship round,
it's just not right.
Hard. The emotional sense of a fan will probably say, yes, it's definitely rigged.
Not right.
But the logical sense has got to say, do we really think that the officiating really going to favor a team that much for it to want to go to a game 7? It's just, it's so difficult to prove.
I know, but you sit her husband on the bench twice now. It worked. Getting him in foul trouble in the beginning has worked. Sits him on the bench. Chemistry gone.
The green suspension.
Happening. The green suspension.
Yeah.
So the momentum has been on the Cavs.
Yeah.
I want to say something about the chemistry of the Cavs. Last time I was talking, I was saying that they didn't have chemistry, that you couldn't see the chemistry, right? But Richard Jefferson, Wildcat, I always have to stick that in there.
Of course.
Wrote a letter through the Players Tribune about the chemistry of the team, and he let you in on how LeBron wants to get him a ring because he's never had one. He also let you in on all the chemistry. If you haven't checked it out, go to Zoda's Elements. I've written about the open letter, but also go to the Players Tribune as well. It's really heartfelt. It gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the Cavs and their inner relationships. But I agree, she shouldn't have done it, but she was saying a lot of things a lot of people felt.
Oh, absolutely, and obviously she's sticking up for her man Steph Curry, who is just irate. I've never seen Curry react like that, throwing a mouthpiece, getting in official Jason Phillips' face about being held or questionable calls, but obviously when things aren't going your way, you're getting blown out most of the night. At the end of the day, everyone boils over. These are human beings. These aren't robots. These aren't machines. These are athletes. Yes, they have to keep their emotions in check, but at some point when things aren't going your way, you're going to explode, and we saw that from Steph Curry, and we saw that from his wife as well. Now, one of the things that you could say why it's going to 7 is because of the fouls that the Cavs have been able to get away with, and you kind of
I was going to say
yeah,
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on it. The guys have been getting grabbed, held, scratched.
LeBron gets away with a lot.
Exactly. Well,
he's a star.
It's a star.
He's a star.
We see it from the Warriors too. It's a two-way street.
Right.
But what we have seen is so much of the Warriors' offense is predicated on back cuts, back picks, and cuts to the basket. And what we've seen is Curry and Thompson getting held and guys not being able to get to their spots. I've even seen it at times, like with Iguodala getting picked off by Tristan Thompson. He's holding his jersey a little bit to keep him away from recovering onto LeBron.
Right.
So they're doing anything they can. Exactly.
Yeah,
and if the officiating is going to let that go, what does the Warriors have to do? They have to adjust to it. So Game 7, no two words, like LeBron said, better in the sports world than Game 7. Legacy's on the line. Will Cleveland see their first championship in 50 years? Will Golden State finish off this dream season? One thing is for sure, though, the Warriors have got to wake up. Otherwise, they will make complete history by becoming the first team to win 73 games and win a championship. That would leave a terrible sour taste in their mouths, and I'm sure there would be a lot of tears shed and a lot of just shock and surprise for everybody if the Warriors were not to pull out the Game 7 at the Oracle.
So Chris, what's your prediction then?
I wrote an article about it when I did this preview 2 weeks ago. Warriors in 7. I do think Curry.
Sticking with it.
I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick By Dubs Nation. I'm going to stick with strength in numbers. The home team has historically had the edge in Game 7s at home, so it should be interesting to see. I am curious, though, to see how the Warriors adjust their game, because that definitely needs to happen if they're going to have a chance at beating LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, but yeah, I do believe the Warriors will gut this out in Game 7.
And I predicted the Warriors in 7 from the beginning. I think they're going to find their heart. I think they're pissed off, and that always helps. They're at home, and their home is just as loud as Cleveland's home. Hopefully everybody gets shot up with painkillers, and so Iggy will be fine. Either way, Wildcats win. There's Wildcats on both teams. I'll be able to write about it, so that's a good thing. But we're Rayan and Camello. We're in the front row, the best view in sports.
Right.